There are so many calendar apps out there. Which ones will actually make you more productive, and which ones are a complete waste of your time? In this video, we're going to be covering all the most popular calendar apps on the market, starting with the most basic, all the way to the ones that allow you to do daily planning and task management and even full-blown project management. You are going to know without a shadow of a doubt the difference between all of the most popular calendar apps out there and which one is best for you. So let's get into it. Since you're watching this video, my assumption is that you are looking for a new calendar app. So my question to you is, why? What are you hoping to achieve with this new calendar app? Are you looking for it to make you more productive? Are you just looking for something that has a better user interface and more thoughtful design than Google Calendar or Outlook? Are you looking to manage your tasks within the calendar app, or are you just looking for a basic calendar tool? And if you're looking to manage tasks, are you looking to manage personal tasks and habits, or more so work-related tasks? And if it is work-related, are you looking to use it with your team or just by yourself? You're going to see in just a sec that these answers really matter when selecting a calendar app because all of them are trying to solve a very specific problem. Now with that, if you still need some extra guidance at the end of this video, then make sure to jump down in the description and take our quiz that will give you a personalized recommendation on which calendar app you should use. Now let's start off with the most basic calendar app, which is Vimcal. Vimcal markets itself as the calendar for people with too many meetings. The specific problem that they're trying to solve is helping you schedule meetings as fast as possible. So think of them as a replacement for Calendly combined with a calendar. The whole idea behind Vimcal is that they want you to be able to schedule meetings fast. So that means allowing you to share your meeting link really quick via a keyboard shortcut, or to neatly copy and paste the times that you're available to throw in an email, or even run a poll with your team to determine the best time to meet. Vimcal also markets itself as the superhuman of calendar, which was really appealing to us at first because, as you know, if you watch this channel, we love superhuman. But when we took a closer look, we saw that they're kind of confusing what makes superhuman special. For example, Vimcal has a ton of keyboard shortcuts for every feature in their product, and that's not what makes superhuman special. If anything, it makes it feel overwhelming. Like, do you need more keyboard shortcuts in your life? Is that what you're looking for from your calendar? Will that make you more productive? It's also important to note that unlike all the other calendars that we're going to cover in this video, Vimcal is the only one that doesn't allow you to add tasks to it. So you very much just want to use it if your main pain point is that you need to schedule more meetings faster. Now let's talk about Fantastical. At one point, they were the #1 calendar alternative to Apple Calendar. With that, they are very much focused on the Apple ecosystem and have always been, and don't think they're ever really going to go beyond that. So this is a calendar very much for Apple users. But in recent years, the truth is that there are so many new calendar apps on the market now that are really giving them a run for their money. As one Reddit user stated, all features that once made Fantastical unique and recommendable have been commoditized. We found the onboarding on Fantastical to be a very dated and kludgy experience. I honestly had nostalgia installing Fantastical on my computer, and the reason why I emphasize that word is because I had to go through a bunch of Apple settings. It really brought me back about a decade. But if we're just comparing Fantastical to the current Apple Calendar, Fantastical is a much better user experience. Like, for example, it allows you to add calendar events using natural language. So you can just say dentist appointment on August 29th at 2 p.m. and it will create that event for you. And then it also has little thoughtful widgets like showing you the weather right within the calendar app that can help you better plan your day. A few years ago, they added the ability for you to add tasks to your calendar, but the experience of setting it up wasn't as frictionless as with some of the other apps that we'll talk about. For example, you can add a task to your calendar, but it's going to put it as an all-day task unless you integrate it with Apple Reminders or Todoist, and in that case, you can actually use it for time blocking. So it's just a one-off time setup thing, but it's just had more friction than I would have liked. So overall, while Fantastical is a widely popular app, especially for personal use and household management, compared to the other apps that you're going to hear about, we'd say to skip this one. Okay, next up, Notion Calendar. Notion Calendar used to be an app called Cron until Notion acquired them and basically slapped the Notion logo on top of Cron. Cron was a beautifully designed calendar app. It was just a basic calendar, and I actually used it for a while on my phone, but ultimately didn't stick with it because of another app that I use now, which I'm going to talk about shortly. When Notion acquired Cron, they did a Notionification of the calendar. So they changed some of the colors, they obviously changed the logo, and then they added a major integration that allows you to add Notion database items to your calendar. Why you want that is, we're going to get to that in a sec. Notion wanted you to be ecstatic about it. There was a ton of positive press, but if you actually dig in a little bit more underneath the hood and go down the rabbit hole of the internet, you will find that a lot of people were quite upset about it, and even some really avid Notion users said that they weren't going to use Notion Calendar. One of the main complaints about it was that it's actually a separate app. Notion is known for being an all-in-one tool. So folks were upset. Why do I have now my Notion and another app that's Notion Calendar? Why are they not an all-in-one tool? Also, a lot of people were upset because it is Apple and iOS only. They say Android's coming soon, but they definitely didn't launch with that and didn't launch for Microsoft either. But the real nitpick that we have with Notion Calendar is that it is just slightly confusing to use. I mean, just like Notion. We have never been proponents of people managing their tasks within Notion, despite what every productivity influencer on this platform wants you to believe. And the reason for that is because you are starting off with a blank slate, and then you are needing to build your own task management tool. And now you're needing to integrate that in with a calendar. So if you're talking about using it for yourself, that's one thing. But if you're actually talking about using it in a business or with a team, it really falls apart quickly. Even if you are an avid Notion user and you want some kind of calendar integration, we also have better tools for you to use than this integration with Notion Calendar, so keep watching for that too. Now let's talk about what I'd consider to be the next level up of calendar apps. But first, I'm gonna ask Alex to make me a cup of coffee. Morgen Calendar is a calendar first, but it is getting a little bit more into that daily planning category as you are able to add tasks and time block on your calendar. That being said, the tasks feature is still very bare bones. As a calendar, Morgen has a smooth user experience. If we're just comparing it to something like Google Calendar or Outlook, it is definitely better. And if you are one of those people that are just looking for a better calendar with a more thoughtful design and functionality, I'd say this is the first calendar that I've talked about that you should consider. Morgen does have a free tier, however, it is very bare bones, so I wouldn't consider this an all-around free calendar app. You're going to be faced with the decision to upgrade pretty quickly because, for example, at the time of filming, you can only use the desktop app for free, but if you want to use it on mobile, you already have to upgrade, so just keep that in mind. So Morgen is a calendar. It will allow you to schedule meetings, and then it will allow you to add bare bone tasks. But when I say tasks, I would recommend that you use them for personal tasks or short reminders. You can't use it for comprehensive task management or project management. So think of things like pick up the laundry or pick up the kids from school or your grocery list, things like that. And while Morgen has started to build some team features, like for example, helping you see the best time to meet with your team and when they're not available and when they are still very bare bones. A lot of these apps are starting to build into businesses because they know that if you're using it for business, you have more of a reason to justify paying for it versus using the free tier. It's a lot harder to get somebody to personally pay for a calendar app versus somebody that's using it for business. But when making a decision about a business calendar tool, you have to take different factors into consideration. So just want to caveat, we'd still put Morgen into more of the personal and very individual calendar category. That said, if you end up trying Morgen and you do like it and you do want to upgrade, make sure to check the description box down below because we do have a special discount for you. Now, Amie Calendar. Amie. What can I say? Amie Calendar is what you would get if a fashion brand created a calendar. It's got the it factor. It's got beautiful design, beautiful imagery, beautiful colors, and the team has done such a great job at romanticizing what this calendar can be. It uses minimal pastel colors, it has quirky little features, and it even has integrations with things like Spotify and Apple Health. It's really as if this calendar app was dreamt up in the clouds. But would we use it for work or business? No. As beautiful as Amie Calendar is, it is still very much a calendar for the personal use category, even though they're trying to go for a little bit of that B2B market. For example, they have an integration with Linear, which is very much a B2B project management tool, and they have other integrations with PM tools coming shortly, and they even have this email experience where you can actually integrate your email into the calendar and answer emails from Amie. Now, the project management integrations, those are copycat features from a lot of the other tools that you'll hear about in a second. But this email integration is a way that Amie's trying to differentiate themselves. I'm not really certain about this whole adding every email to your calendar. Some people, like Alex, for example, have one task on their calendar per day to triage their emails. That's more than enough. I somehow don't have that and still remember to check my emails. Now with Amie, you can also add tasks on your calendar like Morgen. However, when comparing the two, Amie is definitely more advanced. For example, they have an AI chatbot feature, which allows you to chat with it in natural language to add tasks on your calendar, but it still has a ways to go. No matter how many times we tested it, we got a few buggy responses that added way too many tasks to our calendar, but this is obviously something that the team is going to be fixing really quickly. Another feature that they have is auto AI scheduling, and this is only on the paid tier. That allows you to add a deadline and a priority to your task, and it will automatically put it on your calendar in time blocks. A bit of a con that we noticed is in Amie, it's a bit hard to distinguish what events are events on your calendar and what are tasks. So you have to do a little bit of manual work by having like a color code system or something like that to differentiate between them. So with all of that, I think Amie still has a ways to go for a personal calendar app that has thoughtful design and functionality. It's absolutely better than Google Calendar. So it's worth giving a shot if that's where you're at and you only need to manage kind of your personal tasks and maybe you want to play a little bit with that email integration. Before I tell you about the more powerful calendar apps on the market, I need to have my coffee. Thank you. Now, the next few apps that I'm going to cover are very much daily planners, which means that they are task management first and they have a calendar component, while the other apps that I talked about so far are calendar first and they allow you the ability to add tasks. And now if you're interested in daily planners, we are going to cover them in this video, but we go much, much deeper in a dedicated video. That's our daily planning video, which you want to check out here. Routine is a newer daily planner app that markets itself now as an all-in-one work platform, which is an evolution from where they were when we even talked about them in our daily planner video. So with Routine, you can add your tasks and you can drag those tasks onto your calendar, you can schedule meetings, and another way they're trying to differentiate themselves is allow you to also add notes. All this being said, they are now marketing themselves as more for teams, but they're still very much growing into that. They have some integrations coming soon, and they look like they have a Kanban pipeline coming soon. So I would just keep an eye on them, but for now, I would still put them in the personal daily planning app category. It is also currently free while they're still developing, so if you want to dabble into the world of daily planning, then it's a tool that you might want to check out. Now we're going to start talking about the daily planning tools / calendar tools that we would recommend for people that are a part of a team or are busy professionals that really want a powerful way to manage their time and tasks. So let's cover Akiflow. Akiflow is what you would call a task consolidation tool, so it integrates in with your project management tool, or task management, or even email, Slack, Notion for those of you that are avid Notion users, and you can put all your tasks in Akiflow and then drag them onto your calendar so you can time block those specific tasks. While Akiflow is a more powerful calendar because you can have all these tasks from your third-party tools in there, there's also a risk of over-engineering things. So we've seen this happen where you might add every task under the sun from Slack, from your email into Akiflow, and then you have a lot to manage within it, as in you have to manually drag each task onto your calendar. And this can be a little bit overwhelming and even unnecessary. But if you do use a project management tool, for example, that you really like and you want the ability to time block onto your calendar with the tasks from there, Akiflow is a really great tool to use for that. And if you do want to check it out, make sure to use the efficient deals page, and you'll find a link down in the description to get a discount off of Akiflow. Sunsama is also a daily planner, and it's similar to Akiflow, but if I'm being totally honest, I like it more. It also integrates in with third-party apps. So if you're using a project management tool, you can also use Sunsama with it, so you can time block tasks from your PM tool or other tools onto your calendar. What I like about Sunsama more is it's just more beautifully designed, and it has a better user experience, in my opinion, than Akiflow. Sunsama markets itself as a daily planner for those who like intentional planning or mindful planning and don't mind spending 5 or so minutes a day to really plan their day ahead. They have features like daily rituals and shutdown rituals that allow you to reflect on the work that you've accomplished, and they even warn you if you've overcommitted yourself in terms of the amount of work that you're trying to get done. If you're an individual that has used traditionally pen and paper to plan your day and you want to move to a digital planner, Sunsama is the best tool for that because they've really incorporated some of those mindful daily planning practices right into the tool. And if you do want to try Sunsama, then make sure to use the link down in the description and go over to Efficient Deals to grab yourself a 30-day free trial, which you can only get through that link. And then there's Motion, which is the most powerful calendar app of them all and happens to be what we use here at Efficient App. Motion is not only a calendar, but it is also a meeting scheduler and a full-blown task and project management tool. For example, you heard me say that with tools like Akiflow and Sunsama, they integrate with other PM tools like ClickUp, Monday, etc. However, with Motion, you don't need any of those other tools because you can manage your projects right within Motion. And what differentiates Motion the most is that it has something called AI auto scheduling. It takes tasks and it pops them onto your calendar for you, and if you don't get them done or you miss them, then it automatically rearranges your schedule for you, so it feels like you have an assistant. Further, because Motion is a calendar at the core, it takes into account your team's schedule and their work capacity. So for example, if they have their meetings, personal appointments, and work, like tasks that are related to work, all in one place, if they have something assigned to them and they're not going to get it done on time because of their availability, Motion will actually warn you. If you are a busy individual, a professional, or a team, Motion is the way to go, as it is the most comprehensive app to help you manage your time and your tasks. And if you want to learn more about how we actually use Motion here at Efficient App, then make sure to check out this video because we give you a full behind the scenes look into our Motion account. And if you end up trying Motion, then don't make the same mistake that other people have. Make sure you check out our Efficient Deals page. It's down in the description, and that will give you access to our free Motion course that takes you even deeper into the behind the scenes of how we use Motion. And you'll get that for free as long as you use our link to sign up for Motion. Now, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe because it does mean so much to us. And if you have any more questions about calendar apps, please make sure to leave them down in the comments because we do try to answer all of your questions. Thank you for your time and attention, and we'll see you in the next video.
So, little behind the scenes here. I love calendar apps. I miss Sunrise Calendar. That's all I wanted to talk about. But Andrea just made me be in the background quietly making coffee, and that's soap. That's soap water. I was told to make no noise at all, and I was yelling internally about Sunrise Calendar. Soap water. Soap water.